We are about to make a delicious, juicy, tender steak along with some perfectly seasoned and seared shrimp. This dinner is going to be everything. So without further ado, let's introduce these ingredients and get to cooking. I have some beautiful ribeye steaks ready to go, as well as some jumbo shrimp. And in order to tie this delicious recipe together that we're about to make, we're going to need some rosemary, of course it should be fresh, as well as fresh thyme, garlic cloves, ground black pepper, salt. Now for this particular recipe, I'm going to be using kosher salt. Of course, if you have regular salt, you can use that as well. We also have some butter, garlic powder, onion powder, as well as oil, cedar plank salmon seasonings, smoked paprika, cajun seasoning, and we have our broccoli as well as our potato, because we're going to be pairing a baked potato with this delicious dinner as well. The first thing we're going to do is work on our baked potato. We need to get this bad boy in the oven, only because it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to bake until it's nice and tender. But first, what we need to do is put some holes in there, just like that. Placing the holes in there is going to help with releasing some of that heat. We're also going to add a little oil. And we're just going to massage our potato with the oil, make sure it's well coated. And we are going to place it in our aluminum foil. Wrap it up. 400 degrees, about 45 minutes to an hour. When you make this at home, you're going to work on the potatoes first, and during the last 30 minutes is when you're going to work on your steaks and everything else. If timing is of the essence and you don't have the time to allow your potatoes to bake for an hour, here's a quick tip and trick. What you need to do is take that potato, of course, you're going to pierce it the same way we did, and you're going to add a little oil to it. You're going to place it in the microwave, allow it to spin in the microwave for about 6 to 7 minutes, and that would allow the potato to cook at least, if not halfway through, at least 3/4 of the way through, making your timing in the oven much less. So instead of your potato sitting in the oven for about an hour, it's only going to be in there for about maybe, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes. Let's work on our steaks. First thing we're going to do is I have some kosher salt. We're going to add the kosher salt to the steak just like that. I love the kosher salt because it just like literally hugs the steak. All right. We're going to make sure we add enough because this is a big slab, or should I say a thick slab of meat. And we're also going to add our black pepper. Add enough. We're going to take our hands and pat it in there because we want our salt and our seasonings to sit on the steak. We're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. And after you're done, if you're double dipping, this goes in the garbage, of course. You're not going to reuse it for anything else. You're not going to put it back into the container. You're just going to toss it. And of course, our steaks are room temperature. When we're making steak, this is the best way to go. You don't want it to be cold. Now that we added our salt and pepper, we need to add some garlic powder because we want our steak to have some extra flavor. If you have steak seasoning, of course, you can add some steak seasoning as well. And we're also going to add a little onion powder. Turn it on over, repeat the same process, of course. And we're going to add our, last but not least, our garlic. And that's it. Rub it on in. And this is perfect. We're going to allow our steaks to sit out for about 3 minutes because I want all of that seasoning to be absorbed within the steak. Moving right along, and just in case you didn't realize, I'm wearing 2 pairs of gloves only because I want to have clean hands or gloves when I'm working with the shrimp. That's how you get the job done. All right, to the shrimp, we're going to add just a tad bit of oil. We're also going to add some of my favorite salmon plank seasoning. I had somebody ask me before whether or not if this salmon plank seasoning contains any fish ingredients or any seafood ingredients, and believe it or not, it doesn't. We're also going to add our smoked paprika. It's just a complimentary season for seafood, but it does not have any seafood properties. However, I also use it when I make my lemon pepper wings. So delicious. We're going to add our Cajun seasoning. As you guys saw, I didn't overdo it. I just added just enough because the Cajun seasoning as well as the salmon plank seasoning does contain salt, so it's not necessary to go in there and add any additional salt. Just allow the other seasonings to do its thing. Work its magic and make everything taste absolutely what? Delicious! Give it a good mix. Everything is well coated. These are going to be absolutely delicious. Perfect color, right? Yes, yes indeed. To our cast iron skillet, we're going to add some oil. After we add our oil, we need our pan to be nice and hot. We need this oil to come up to temperature. In the description bar as well, I'm going to list different oil that's perfect for searing. Once the oil is nice and hot, we're going to place our steak into the pan, and we're not going to bother the steak. We're going to allow it to sit in the pan for about, I would say, 60 to 90 seconds because we want that perfect sear. So therefore, you can't turn it over back and forth. You just got to let it sit there and let it do its thing. It's been about 60 to 90 seconds. Time for the moment of truth. We need to flip the steak over and see what's going on. As you guys can see, it has a perfect sear, perfect crust going on. This is absolutely what we're looking for. Allow it to sear up another 60 to 90 seconds, and then we are in business. It's been about 90 seconds so far, and as you can see, our steak has a perfect sear on the other side as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push the steak up in the pan just a bit. And at this point in time, I want you to turn your stovetop off or lower that flame. I'm going to add some butter. However, for this particular steak recipe, I'm going to use Kerrygold butter. It's something about the Kerrygold butter that just brings a rich element of flavor whenever you're making steak. Once that butter starts to melt, we're going to add our fresh thyme and our rosemary. And you remember that garlic bulb that we had? What we're going to do is we're going to cut right into it. We're going to place that garlic into the butter and allow all of those fragrances to be released. It's about that time. What we're gonna do is we're gonna baste our steak with that delicious garlic and herb butter. We're gonna do it for about 2 minutes because we want our steak to pick up all of those wonderful flavors. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, just continue doing it. Just continue basting the steak. Once we're done, we're gonna place our steak into our 425-degree Fahrenheit, of course, preheated oven, and we're gonna allow our steak to cook through. And by the time we take it out, it is gonna be absolutely everything. We are going to add some oil to the skillet as well as some butter. Once everything is melted, we are going to add our shrimp because it is time to sear these bad boys up. What we're going to do is we're going to give our shrimp ample space, but first we need to make sure that our pan is really nice and hot. That's the only way you're going to get the perfect sear. Once the pan comes up to temperature, add the shrimp, give it ample space. Allow the shrimp to sear for about maybe 1 minute. Check on it periodically, flip it on over, allow the other side to sear as well. And as you can see, our shrimp is looking really good right now. It's looking really, really good. We got to add a little greenery. You know, veggies are good for the body. So what we're going to do is with this broccoli right here, we're going to rinse it off really good. And when we're done, we're going to cut the stalk off, the little stalky stalk, just like that. Get rid of it. When it comes down to the broccoli, of course, you could break it up into bite-sized pieces or you could leave it the way it is. I have a pot of hot water that's on a rolling boil, and we are going to add our broccoli to that hot water. And we're gonna cook this broccoli until it's nice and vibrant. That's the perfect indication that our broccoli is perfectly cooked. Now here's the thing, if you want your broccoli mushy, the more you cook it is the less vibrant it's gonna be. We want our broccoli to stand out on the plate, so I'm not gonna overcook it. Besides, I want it to be nice and crunchy. Time for the best part, of course, is time for staging. Now I don't want my broccoli to overcook, so the first thing we're gonna put on our plate is our broccoli. However, what we could do is we could actually add this broccoli to some cold water. It's called blanching. And what's going to happen is it will stop the cooking process immediately. Take our broccoli, place it right here. That looks nice. Perfect color. And of course, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to cook it out too much, because I wanted it to have that nice green vibrancy. The more you cook it, is the less color it's going to have. And that ain't cool, especially when you serve it. You know what I mean? You want it to look its best. All right, we have our baked potato right here, and of course it's really hot, so I suggest you go in with the ultimate caution. Let's cut into it and see what we're working with. Just like that, and as you can see, the knife glides right in. It's nice and tender. Perfect. Using the foil, we're just gonna press it in like this. That's perfect. Because of course you don't want to burn your hands, do you? I would assume not. And we have some butter. Place it right in there, allow it to melt. Let it pick up that nice buttery flavor. You don't want a dry baked potato, do you? Right, this is it. Of course, if you want to add a little sprinkle of kosher salt, you can. Just a little bit, not much. You can also hit it off with a little bit of cream cheese. If you prefer your baked potato with cheese, knock yourself out, add some cheese. We're gonna hit it with a little parsley. If you have chives, of course, you're gonna add chives. And the star of the show, of course, we're gonna add our beautiful steak, perfectly cooked. Gonna add that rosemary on top for garnish. And of course, we have our shrimp right here. We're gonna add it to the top, just like that. This is perfection, guys. Definitely, yes. And the extra shrimp that we have, we could add it right there. Why not? Right? This is our plate. We do what we want to do, how we want to do it. Yes, beautiful. And we're gonna take some of that butter sauce and we're gonna add it to the top just like that. This right here is food porn, like seriously. We're gonna add a little bit to our potato as well. To make our potato taste even better, our garlic bulbs has been released. Remember when we added it to the pan and it's seared and everything is perfectly charred? Well, these garlic bulbs right here are gonna have so much flavor. So guess what? We're gonna add it to our potato. And of course, if you wanna add a couple of the garlic bulbs to the steak, you can. If you wanna add it to the side where you could just like literally cut and eat and literally scoop up some garlic along with your meal, why not? I am telling you guys, it is gonna be so delicious. You wanna add some butter to your broccoli, you can, especially while it's nice and hot. Anyway, without further ado, let's cut into the steak and see what we're working with. Check it out. It's time for us to cut into our steak. And this is perfectly cooked. And of course, if you want to cook it differently, as far as if you want it well, medium rare, or medium, I will definitely put the timing at the bottom as well as the temperature so that way you can't go wrong. But this right here is everything. Absolutely delicious, perfect, just how I like it. Our surf and turf with our baked potato as well as our fresh steamed broccoli is done, guys. Absolutely beautiful.